serial entrepreneur with an eye for talent. He brings together skilled individuals, equips them with the systems, processes, and then sets them on the path to success. Currently the CEO of Bride and Groom Video, among others, Serge Baidin. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Welcome to the Leadership That Sells podcast, where we help you lead first and sell more with great insights and tactics from the best minds we can find. Every leader is in sales, whether you're selling products, ideas, a mission or a vision, and great sales team in particular need great sales leaders. When managers bring out the best in their teams, targets get hit on time every time without stress. But most sales leaders never learn how to lead. They wing it or they repeat bad habits and the cycle continues. Sales leaders need practical, real-world ideas that fit their busy schedules, and that's why we created the Leadership That Sells Playbook course. 9 short weeks changes your world. Check it out at the Practical Leadership Academy. And now, on with the show. Could you expand on that far too short introduction? I mean, you've been around quite a while. What are you doing? What's interesting for you? What's exciting for you just now?
Hi, Paul. Thanks a lot for having me here, and it's my pleasure to contribute to your wonderful podcast. And yeah, thanks for the introduction. But in a nutshell, I'm just a happy man who fulfills his childhood dreams throughout his life. And yeah.
Okay, hang on. My childhood dream was to be like an engine driver, right? I wanted to drive trains. So you had a childhood dream of being an entrepreneur?
Well, I was born in late 80s in Ukraine, and I was growing up in 90s, and in that part of the world, times were really tough. And my dad had to work hard to bring bread and meat to our table, but my mother nurtured love of reading in me. And we didn't have much money to travel, or I didn't have many things that many 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old dream about, like game console or first computer. But I was reading a lot, and I was dreaming about traveling. I was dreaming about being a guy everyone listens to, everyone follows. And to be honest, I was more of an introvert, and social interactions, it was not my thing. But in my dreams, I was always be a leader. And of course, I wanted to be able to earn money, to be able to buy cool things, to drive nice cars and so on. So yeah, now currently I run 2 successful outsourcing companies. I run my photo and video editing company, Bride and Groom Video. I run my website development company, my childhood dream of working with computers, Marketplace. And also I'm a fresh MBA graduate from Trinity College Dublin. I got my business degree from there, and I can travel the world with my beautiful wife and our 5 children. So yeah, I can say that I'm a happy man and I'm fulfilling all my dreams from my childhood.
5 kids? Really? 5? You don't look like somebody who drinks that much. I've got 2, and my goodness me. 5, well, that's good. Number 1, congratulations, because I think the world needs to be repopulated with people like you, right?
Oh,
we
thanks,
need
Paul.
more of them. And the fact you started in Ukraine, you went to TCD, right, which is a fabulous place. I know it well. And now you're in Nuremberg in Germany, where I assume, because right now it's the end of November 2024, and I'm freezing my ass off here in Hampshire in England. You must be seriously under the snow by now, really?
Well, actually we're here because we're waiting for the best Christmas market in Europe.
Yes.
That will be here like in 2 weeks. And yeah, my kids are excited. And previously, we spent 2 winters in Ireland, 1 winter in Florida, and my little ones, they are really excited to see snow this winter. So yeah.
Well, I know which one I might prefer. Honestly, the Floridian winters are significantly nicer than some of the wet, miserable shit we get in this part of the world. Right. Let's go back a little bit here. You mentioned just before we started recording that you're stepping out of your comfort zone to do this sort of stuff, to actually talk to people and share a little bit about your story. Not only, I mean, your message was you want to stretch yourself, which is good. I don't meet anybody who's successful at all who doesn't recognize that their job is partly to continually learn and try new stuff, take risks, be brave, make a fool of yourself, or actually not care about making a fool of yourself, frankly. And the fact that you're doing this in what is English your second language or third language?
It's my third language.
Your third language, I thought it might be. The fact that you're doing this in your third language, sir, okay, it tells us even more about you. So, let's go back in time a little bit. Tell me a bit more about this journey, right? What of your childhood dream was the thing that drove you to starting? Because it's a technology play, really, isn't it? You're a tech. I can tell just by looking at you, you're a tech, right? It's the smile. So the technology thing, was that the thing that interested you? Was it the ability to make things happen with tech? Or was it the outcome? Was it the business side of it? Which part?
Well, part of all the things made a huge difference in my life. So first, I was watching movies about all those cool hackers who could hack Pentagon sites and different things. And I was saving money for my first computer. And finally, when I was 14 years old, I got one. Then I wanted to learn how to make money, how to earn better life for me, for my family, for my future wife and kids. And actually, my first job was not in tech. My first job was an assistant at the construction site. Actually, I was that guy during my high school years. In Ukraine, we had really long summer holidays in school, 3 whole months, June, July, August. And when I was 15 years old, I was that assistant, and builders were saying, hey, clean up here, bring this there, unload things, load things, and many other things. And the very good thing here was that I was paid not just hourly wages, I was paid based on the amount of work I accomplished. And I learned that thing, and I worked really hard, and I made just decent money for 15 years old. So I could buy some cool tags. I bought my first cell phone, and you remember it's 2003, and it was really cool to have your own cell phone. Yeah, and it was my first working summer. And the next working summer, that construction company took another big project, and they needed 4 assistants, and I was asked to recruit like some of my friends, and I was accountable for our small team of 4 high school students. And it was really very interesting because somehow those 3 guys, they are from a bit more well-off families, and they were not as hungry as I was. And I was motivated by money. I wanted to work more, work harder, to get more. And they were about, maybe we can finish earlier today. There was a football match on TV and so on. And I had to realize that people are different, and they have different motivation. They have different things that drive them in their life. And at the end of that term, that 3 months term, I learned how to assign tasks, how to find things that are better for this individual, or things that are better for that individual. And yeah, it was my first real leadership experience. But on the other hand, at the end of 3 months, I had my first working trauma, and I cut my wrist here, and I couldn't work the last 2 weeks, and then I couldn't use my hands for maybe 1 month or 2 months, and I realized, no, Serge, maybe you have to find something different in your life, and you need to learn how you can use your brain and your head, not only your hands and your brains. And yeah, after that, I started myself as freelance developer. I registered on freelance websites, and at those times, internet was slow, and there were not many calls, video calls, so people don't know who they were working with. And I wrote that I was like 20 years old, individual, creating websites. But actually, I was 16 or 17. But times were great. It was easy because not many people knew how to do things, and information was limited. And I was so passionate about that. And I pivoted to website developer. So yeah, I was starting as an assistant to builders. Then I became freelance developer.
Okay, so wheelbarrows to websites. From wheelbarrows to websites. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I try to talk about leadership in this thing as much as we can, even though some of the conversations just go wild. But the point that you were responsible for the other kids there, you talked about a few things. You said you had to learn about setting objectives. You had to learn about managing from strengths. You had to learn about giving feedback. You had to learn about basically, discipline, organization, all that sort of stuff. And you were what, 16?
Yeah, I was 16.
All right. What would you have advised you at that point?
Oh, it's a very good question. Maybe not only to myself when I was 16, but maybe when 20 and 25. Uh, don't be afraid to give negative feedback to people. It's number one. And number two, if you feel that you want to fire this person, you need to do it as soon as possible. Second chances, third chances, fourth chances never work.
No. I think that's possibly my biggest learning, my biggest takeaway from all the years of management and leadership that I've had is the minute you recognize that a change needs to happen, make the damn change. Make the change. And then you don't have to be firing somebody, but it has to make a change of some description. So if somebody's not working out, you find something else for them. You move them, you train them, you do whatever. But in that role at that time in that way, no. We ain't ever, it's just not going to happen. Right? I mean, I'd be really interested to find out if there was some sort of, from a sales point of view, because my background's in sales as well, I'd be interested to find out if there's a percentage or some sort of data on the number of salespeople who get put on performance improvement plans, PIPs, they're in English. How many of them actually stay, or how many actually get fired? So it's I think when you recognize there's a problem, you have to act. That's the shorthand, I think. Okay. So that's your how-to advice there. Okay. So I think that's the advice for the younger Serge. Why are you? Let's talk about this stepping out of your comfort zone. Okay. So you were a tech, you liked the tech, you ended up leading a small team, you ended up liking that. Are you finding that as you step out of your comfort zone, you end up liking the thing that you stretch yourself for, or do you still not enjoy them? What's the...
Well, when I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, first I try to make myself laugh with new thing, and it helps me to step out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I believe at the end of the day, when I'm becoming better and better in this uh, new field for me, I'm starting loving this.
So you choose to do something rather than say you have to do it. You tell yourself that you're going to love it.
Yeah, indeed, and maybe
The
it's one of the
self-talk.
best
It's the self-talk.
one of the best things in entrepreneurship that you can choose your way.
Well, it's one of the best things, but it's also one of the worst, right? Is you have to
Yeah,
choose. There's nobody else who's going to choose it for you. Sometimes it's just nice to be told what to do. Sometimes, here, do
sometimes.
this. Okay, right. Take these bricks and move them over there. Okay.
But yeah, even doing that, as I said, I was paid based on the amount of work I accomplished. And now I realize that in all my career, in all my life, I never worked for fixed salary.
Uh-huh. Oh,
My
interesting.
my pay was always dependent on myself, on how much I push myself, on how much I can bring to the market.
You
And
know,
yeah, it's interesting.
I think that is possibly one of the transformational understandings. The difference between people who are driven and who really do great things and most of the rest of us. And I think it's the people who turn up and do the job. And you need people to do the job. You need people to turn up, the worker bees, and do the job and go home. And that's great. You need that. But I think the transformational ones, are the ones who recognize that there is a connection between effort, between output and reward. Now, whether that reward is intrinsic, so I feel better because I've worked harder, or extrinsic, as in somebody hands me a bucket of cash rather than a small wodge of cash, I think it's still the difference. It's that when you disconnect effort and output, when you disconnect output from input, and you get the same amount regardless. So you're at McDonald's and you're flipping 1,000 burgers a minute, or you're at McDonald's and you're flipping one burger a minute, you're still getting paid the same. All right? Because it's not your store. If it was your store, you'd be there whacking the damn things out as fast as you possibly could. Because you want your money, right? So what do you think about this connection? Am I missing something?
Yeah, actually, I don't even know how it is to work for fixed hourly
I
wage
don't
or
even know. I love it.
monthly salary.
Who the hell does that? Not most people.
Even this idea makes me scared. It means that, okay, if I want to buy something next month, what can I do? I don't have this money and all these promotions. I need to go to my manager and ask for promotion once in some fixed period of time. And especially, I know in the UK, in Ireland, it's not as flexible, for example, as in the US. And there are some grades, and it's really hard to skip one grade and go faster than others. And this idea, yeah, it makes me scared. But when I work on myself, I know, okay, I have big plans. What can I do to achieve that? And it makes my brain think, okay, if I do this, the outcome can be that. Of course, there are risks here, but uh, risks are everywhere, but rewards are not everywhere.
Uh-huh. I was talking to a guy yesterday who said that risks are his oxygen, right? Risk is his oxygen. He feeds on risk. And it's not reckless or crazy, it's just he needs the drive of making the choice and owning. You need to own the thing.
You need, this idea is close to me. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Fascinating. Is there an event or a mistake or something that happened that taught you the most in your life so far?
I think all my mistakes are connected to the things that I told before. I was giving people second, third, fourth chances without giving proper negative feedback. And somehow I was thinking that they will change, that they will do something differently. But now I realize how stupid I was and how stupid it is to expect something new if you're doing things the old way. It never works.
It's a rare beast. It's a rare beast. What are you currently working on? Other than your two companies, you've got Markup Us, you've got
Yeah.
Bride and Groom Video.
Currently, I spend maybe 80% of my time in Bride and Groom video, and this business is growing really fast. I'm happy with that. Actually, our business model now it's B2B, so we work with professional wedding videographers from all over the world. They shoot weddings, they upload their footage, and my team edits their footage. So at the end, there is a beautiful wedding film. And this Christmas, I think about 3,000 new couples throughout the world will be watching their wedding films without any idea that some guys somewhere in Eastern Europe worked on them. And we have a new idea. So I see a huge potential in B2C segment. And many of us have our old footage from, for example, from my wedding 10 years ago, or from our school performances, or something that is important for us, but it's still on VHS or DVD or other types of tapes. And we don't even have any devices where we can watch it right now. But there are technologies with AI now where we can digitize and we can upscale the quality of video, of audio, and we can re-edit old footage. And actually, we can bring back good memories to people, and we can save those memories for future generations. So right now, I'm working on a new offering for B2C, and I'm building my marketing department. My editing department is already ready to do this. And yeah, I'm looking for people who can help me organize all my marketing efforts, especially in social media.
Well, if you're listening and you are a social media expert, do please reach out to Serge Baidin. His
Yeah,
details will be in
the
the episode, I'm sure. We need to wrap this up, but let's finish on one key message from you, from your experience, from life, from business, the universe, 5 children, traveling the world, following your dreams. What's one message? If you had 10,000 billboards, you could write one message on it. Everyone in the world would see it. What would you say?
I would write, today is your best day. It's so important for everyone. It's so important for each of us to wake up from our daily routine and from our thoughts and think, Jesus, I'm a healthy, young man. I have energy. I have my friends. I have my family. Life is great. And today is my best day. So I can wake up and do things. I don't have to wait.
That's marvelous. I like that. Today is your best day. Where can we find you? We'll put the links to the websites in the description, but where otherwise can we find you? LinkedIn?
Yeah. Please use LinkedIn. My name is Serge Baidin. Just type it. And yeah, it's written in a different way from ex-president of the US. It's Baidin.
Fine.
I'll be happy to connect with you.
And we have Bride and Groom Video, and if you need your business websites built, search out Markup Us online as well. Serge Baidin. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Paul.